So why are barbershops foot traffic have lessened and lessened? Why are barbers in a world of uncertainty? Because clients have stopped coming and they just don't want to pay the prices. I got a few different perspectives. Check them out and I'll come back with my commentary.
So I'm a pretty busy barber, right? I do from 50 to 60 clients a week. I charge 50 for a haircut and 60 with the beard. I usually do from 1 to 3 house calls a week, so I do good. I can't complain. But you know, beginning of the year, shit's usually slow. The season drops a little bit, and most barbers would just go crazy, like desperate, like, oh shit, I'm gonna change careers, I'm gonna get a second job, I gotta pay the bills and this and that. And yeah, it's true, you could, but also at the same time, take these situations, these seasons, for your advantage. You just go around it and start changing the mindset. All right, what can I do now? You know, number one, content. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, bro, like, a lot of these barbers don't think that you can get clients from social media. I get DMs every single day of people trying to book with me. So number one, post content. Number two, if you want to focus on yourself, start going to the gym, go ahead and go to the gym. Go ahead and pass out some business cards, some flyers, start doing some marketing for yourself. But my whole point is you got to change your mindset, bro. You got to stop thinking that way of, oh man, I gotta figure it out, whatever. Shit's bad. I can't do this. No, you can. You just think about your business, bro. Like, this is what we do every single day. We cut hair. You gotta make sure our chairs are full,
I understand inflation and you gotta get your money. But barbers, y'all getting out of control with these prices. I had to go to 3 barbershops. The first 2 was talking about charging me $80 for a 1.5, a high taper, and a beard trim. I'm like, nigga, is you serious? The last guy charged me $40, which was cool. I don't mind paying that. And I slid him a tip. So it came out to like $50. And the shit came out clean, you feel me? But $80? Yeah, you crazy. I'm never in my life. I don't care how bad the economy is. I ain't never paying that much.
Barbershops are slower, right? Because people are paying $65 once a month instead of $35 twice a month, right? You're making more money if you're $35, $40 with tip. You're making 80 versus 60 or 65. So once again, back to the original post, right? There is some restructuring of how people spend their money. Mm-hmm. The industry isn't losing money. The industry is making more money than ever before, but it's coming in a different format, in the form of a restructure. I know that because I had people that were coming every week paying $40. You would go to $50, $65. People were coming every 3 weeks or once a month, right? Some would come every 2 weeks, but when you get into those ranges, you don't see people as much. So I think a wise barber, business savvy barber, would be right in that sweet spot where a person can come at least bi-weekly. And I think their schedule will fill out more. They'll make more money. They'll be more productive. Because I don't care if you cut one head for $100. If you're only doing 10 haircuts a week and the other person's doing 40 haircuts a week, but he's making 2,000, you making 1,000, you may look smarter, you may look cooler, but you're losing the long game.
So I've been in the industry for 13 years. And I've seen the price of haircuts rise. I can understand with the cost of living that our prices go up a little bit. We were at $25, I think, when I started, and now haircuts are like somewhere around $45, $50 or something like that. And now you're seeing barbers out here talking about, my haircuts are $100. How come you're not getting $100 for a haircut? You getting $100 for a haircut don't make you a better barber. It don't make your product better. This industry was built in a sense to make people feel better about themselves. Because if you look good, then you feel good. So how is it that now to look good is costing that much money for a normal person to be able to get a haircut? I don't care who you are. Whether you're an NBA star, I got NBA people on my roster, I got NFL people on my rosters. When they come to me, the haircut price is $40. What does this do? Why do I do this? Because I have faith in humanity. People like to tip, but when you're taking the tip off top, then you don't leave no room for a person to be able to do something that they or show their appreciation. You know, so they leave feeling worse than what they did coming into you, and it's because of, I feel like it's because of the price and the amount that the price that you charge and the amount that they gotta pay just for a basic haircut. Even if they like it, they want to be able to do something, you know, do something extra, throw you a couple dollars on there, but you already took the head off, you know. So how is this benefiting? How have we gone from wanting to make somebody feel good and wanting to promote, you know, good vibes in the community to, you know, my ego says that I deserve to be paid $100. You don't deserve to be paid no $100. I don't care what you do. I mean, unless you're compounding services, like maybe I'm doing a facial. I'm doing the hot towel. I'm doing the razor shave. I'm keeping you in here for about an hour, hour and a half. Then I can see you paying. You can see you charging $100. But a basic haircut just to show up and see you. Don't you know it's 150 fucking barbers? Excuse my language, but it's 150 barbers from Guadalupe to the 202. Okay. When they pull up to you, it's not their privilege to pull up to you. It's your privilege to have them because they could have went anywhere. Get your mind right. You want to make more money, do more work. Don't try to get rich off the expense of other people just because you feel like you're the best. I feel like I'm the best. I feel like everything I do got my signature on it. And I take pride in my work. You know, but I also have pride in humanity. I also have faith in humanity that if you do good to them, they'll do good to you.
I'm taking my prices down. I'm taking my prices down at the barbershop, and here's why. I bumped into an old client I had at the gas station, right? Not him, but an old client. And I was like, yo, what's up, man? How you been, so-and-so? And he said, man, I'm sorry, man, I don't bring the boys to you no more, man. But can I be honest with you? I was like, yo, what's up? What's up? He was like, honestly, man, I got 3 boys, man. And you just got too expensive. And he had the cut he had wasn't like that. But it was just too expensive. He said it cost too much money. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't keep up with the price, man. But I see you doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. And that got me to thinking of how much I used to love the cut, bro. And not just the cut, but to have interactions with people in the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like those father-son moments, like that shit meant a lot to me. When I started cutting hair, I started cutting not just for the money, but because I was impacting the community in a certain way. By being that positive role model for the young brothers that didn't have their fathers around, or the new fathers, you know what I'm saying? Just being there in the community. And it's not about the money. Honestly, I'm on pace to make the same thing that I've been making for the last few years. I mean, this is the same thing. I'm on pace to make the same amount of money. I don't mind being transparent and showing you what I've made over the last 5 years. But at this point, it's not about the money. I lost sight of why I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do it because I love my community. I love my people. I love my brothers. I love my sisters. And I normally charge for my most popular service that men book all the time is $54. And then the kid was what, $36. So that's $90, man, for a father and son to come get a haircut and spend time with me. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, with everything that's going on and what's happening in society and how tough things is, especially where I'm at right now, I gotta admit, that's just too expensive. And the crazy thing is, when I went up on my prices, I didn't make more money. I just cut less people and made the same amount of money. So because of that, I'm going down on my prices.
Okay, so there you have it. You got a few different perspectives, and if you look at the big picture, there's a few factors on why barbers very well could be upping their prices. You know, inflation, the cost of materials to perform their job, and that can be a factor. You got to look at booth rent. Now, $100 haircuts, man, I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you in the part of the country where you are paying for $100 haircut. Now, I imagine that would definitely come with a lot of professional care, you know, manicures and what have you, or maybe it doesn't. But you know, with everything, you know, the prices are going up on groceries, food, and car insurance, anything you could probably think of. Just the prices are just going up. And so I think barbers are pivoting and asking a little bit more or a lot, you know, to kind of maintain, you know, what they have going on. And now, if they just going off the rails, I'm talking about $150 haircuts. I've heard $300 haircuts. Leave a comment down below if you heard that. Now, you know, with everything that's going on in the world, I just, man, it's been really tough for a lot of people, and people just have to charge more. Unfortunately, you know, if you like to get your haircut, you may have to go less, and you know, that'll be concerning for a barber, because that's less foot traffic, that's less money, you know, that's less time that you see clientele, right? So this is a debacle, man. Tell me your thoughts. Let's get the conversation started in the comments. I really appreciate y'all hearing what I gotta say, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.